Okay, so hopefully we can get some people in here in a moment. All right, I think we're good. So, anybody just now tuning in or tuning in for the first time? So for tonight, we have a enhanced risk of severe weather across North Dakota and into Minnesota as well as Montana. So we do have a tornado risk tonight, but the main threat is going to be the wind and hail risk, pretty much into western and central North Dakota. So there will be a new update in a few hours from now from the Storm Prediction Center. So we'll see how that looks. But as of right now, we've got a couple of MCSs moving through North Dakota and eastern Montana. If we pull up our warnings here. So we do have, let's go ahead and start at the top. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So we currently have an extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning into western South Dakota, southwestern North Dakota, and into kind of moving towards and into northwestern South Dakota. So areas like Bowman, east of Baker, Amidon, I believe, Hettinger, well west of Hettinger, those areas have that warning right now. So if we look at this severe thunderstorm warning, this is a 80 mile per hour observed severe thunderstorm warning. 1 inch hail is radar indicated in this storm. So this is an extremely dangerous situation unfolding with this line of storms, this MCS moving in to southwestern North Dakota. And once again, kind of into Marmarth into Rame, I believe is how you pronounce that, west of Bowman. But Bowman is in this warning currently as well. So that's just one of the one of the extremely dangerous situation warnings we have. We have another one, I believe. Thought maybe not, but we do have another. We do have another warning. It might have just disappeared, or is it? Yeah, I think they just lifted it. But we have a couple other of considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. So one of the other considerable ones is with this MCS into north central North Dakota. So that is headed towards Rugby, those areas. And this considerable warning is for southeastern Ward County, Bottineau County, I believe, Pierce County, McHenry County, and Rolette County in North Central Dakota, North Dakota, excuse me. And then with this extremely dangerous situation, warning down into Bowman. This just includes Bowman County and southwestern Slope County in southwestern North Dakota, and that will expire in 33 minutes. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch that will expire in 4 hours into western North Dakota, and then one that will expire in 1 hour in eastern Montana. Then this entire severe thunderstorm watch into the Dakotas will expire in 4 hours, so that will expire at 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So we still got plenty of time for these storms to move eastward, and we currently have a mesoscale discussion as well. And if we look at this summary here, this MCS, these multiple MCSs actually, this mesoscale discussion just highlights them and states that strong and damaging winds are definitely possible within these storms, out, along, and ahead of these storms. So if we take a look at velocity right now, you can definitely see the winds a few thousand feet in the atmosphere um, really are quite strong. So we have a 50 and 60 mile per hour reading several thousand feet into the atmosphere, into western North Dakota, and then up into these other storms. We have some pretty strong readings here, 20, 30, and even 40 mile per hour readings into this MCS here into northern, excuse me, central North Dakota. So, and north central North Dakota, and then into partial east of Newtown, early into Newtown. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is expiring right now, but that storm right there is still pretty strong. So take a look back out here, and we also have a mesoscale discussion for heavy rainfall, and that will expire in 3 hours. So these storms will continue to dump heavy rain across these areas, especially into North Dakota, but also portions of South Dakota as well, mainly into northwestern South Dakota. Um, but really north of I-94, we'll see continuous severe weather throughout the next couple of hours, really couple to few hours. So that's just kind of the latest on that. And we're getting a few warnings expiring right now, but our main area to watch is here into kind of northwestern South Dakota, but specifically southwestern North Dakota with that extremely dangerous situation. And it stinks that we don't have a radar a little bit closer to this so we can see it better. But if you live in Marmarth, Rame, I believe, um, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but Bowman, those areas, um, Amidon, I believe, kind of around those areas, are going to get hit within the next 10, 15, 30 minutes from now. So, and so that's just the latest on that. And these winds are very strong with that MCS moving eastward. And also you could potentially see 1 inch hail there as well. So that's the latest on that. And then around Manning, North Dakota, Medora, those areas are seeing those storms as well right now, especially in the Medora. But there's not really any locations around the stronger part of that MCS, so that's good for sure. But just once again, really around I-94 right now is getting hit, and then also up further into north central North Dakota is also getting a pretty strong MCS, even into Canada as well. Those areas are getting hit. So I'm going to pull up. I want to make this dark for just one moment here. And y'all won't, nobody will be able to see the screen here for 1 second. I do apologize for that. Let me just look at some of this stuff real quick. I do apologize. So I'm going to pull up some of the power outages if there are any. Into North Dakota. Okay, there we go. So we can see that a little better. And then I will go ahead and put that back up. So if we take a look at power outages right now, excuse me, we do have some into North Dakota, into Renville County for the most part, but just over 1,500 out there in North Dakota currently. So that is the latest on that. So back down here into southwestern North Dakota, we still have this extremely dangerous situation ongoing with 80-mile-per-hour winds observed into those areas and into almost into northwestern South Dakota. But that is the latest on that. West of Dickinson into Bowman, and I believe, yes, they did downgrade that just a little bit to 70-mile-per-hour winds, but still that is pretty strong. And just continue to be aware, especially if you live in Bowman, as that storm, that section of the storm, the MCS moves eastward. So we'll keep a watch on that and see how that plays out. Um, so taking a look here, back up at this other storm, this MCS heading towards Rugby, and it is still pretty strong. And we still have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning right there as well. Let me go ahead and stop that loop so we can see things a little better. But we just have, I believe, these few warnings. Really, I think we'll have to watch this southwestern storm into into the western Dakotas, southwestern North Dakota, northwestern South Dakota. So I think that might be our new storm to watch because it is um, still progressing eastward, and we once again don't really have any good radar scans on that besides the one into Rapid City. So we'll continue to watch that. If we look at velocity again, we'll look at our latest scan. We'll have to go to the Bismarck radar for that. And still you have roughly 40, 50-mile-per-hour winds several thousand feet into the atmosphere, especially along this one specific area into the storm. Thankfully, it's not really impacting anybody, any towns, that is, or cities, but that's a 60, 70-mile-per-hour scan about 15,000 feet into the atmosphere. So at least some of that is kind of translating down to the surface, and that's really why we have this pretty large severe thunderstorm warning right now. So still have those two mesoscale discussions, one for heavy rainfall and one for those storms. And also the tornado risk will still persist with these MCSs here as they move eastward. So just keep that in mind. This isn't just a wind risk, it's also a kind of a low wind tornado risk as well tonight. So into Rugby's gonna get hit pretty soon. Willow City's already been hit by this. Um, Towner, those areas have been the latest to get hit. Belcourt will be eventually hit by this MCS here. Uh, and then we also have a special weather statement for that storm there. Quarter-inch hail and 55-mile-per-hour winds are possible in that blue area into North Dakota. So we currently only have 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, but that may increase as we head into the next 20 or 30 minutes, especially with this MCS moving towards Dickinson, North Dakota. Alright, so let me change this back here. I was just changing a few things around. So if we get back to our warnings and stuff, if we look at our latest warnings here, still have that MCS headed into western North Dakota and northwestern South Dakota. And once again, I really do wish we had a better radar, but the closer this gets, the better it'll kind of look and smooth out. But Bowman, Bowman, those areas. So Bowman, North Dakota, Belfield, west of Dickinson. Those are the areas being hit right now by that MCS, that pretty strong MCS. Further north, we have a special weather statement for that little cell. Not really a little cell, but that specific cell there. And then also for this MCS, headed towards Belcourt and Rugby at the moment. Those areas. If we get a little bit closer, areas like Dunseth, I believe, Valley, excuse me, Roulette, Rugby, east of Towner, um, kind of in towards Drake, Anamoose, those areas, Pleasant Lake, York. Those are the areas that are going to be hit or are already going, or are already being hit right now. Um, So Dickinson is probably going to be hit as well. I think this is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, so this is probably our latest one actually. Yeah, this is the newest warning we have. So Dickinson is in that severe thunderstorm warning into North Dakota. So this includes once again Dickinson, South Hart, Gladstone, Richardson, New England, Killdeer, Holiday, those areas. So if we look at the counties that, and this includes Dunn County, North Hettinger County, East Billings County, Northeastern Slope County, and Stark County in North Dakota tonight, and that will expire in 1 hour for that MCS moving eastward. So that is the latest on that there. And then the strongest storms at the moment seem to be this MCS here with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible, along with 1-inch hail. And moving down towards this radar here in this storm. Really, let me go back up here because I need to kind of include both of these storms. They're still very strong right now. So that's 70-mile-per-hour winds possible in this MCS, this large storm here, and it even extends up into Canada as well. So that's the latest on that. If you look at velocity here, you can clearly see that storm on velocity with a just long stretch of strong winds, a few thousand feet into the, actually a couple thousand feet into the atmosphere. So around 3,000 feet, we have a 60 and 50 mile per hour reading. So, and even further south, a pretty large 40 and 35 mile per hour reading with that storm as it moves eastward. So we'll go ahead and look at that just for a minute there. And we'll look at power outages in just one moment as well. So I do believe that our low level jet, well, the Storm Prediction Center does say and state that the low level jet will continue to increase kind of along and ahead of these storms, so the tornado risk could certainly uh, uptick a little bit over the next couple of hours. So we'll continue to watch that as well. But the main threat at the moment is wind and hail. So we'll look at some of these storms and see if there's anything we need to really watch. And um, not right off the bat, there's nothing really we need to watch right now besides just the damaging winds out ahead of these storms. So as far as the tornado threat goes, I don't think we have anything to worry about right at this moment, but that could certainly change as we head forward into the night. But once again, along and north of I-94 is where we're going to have to really watch these storms as they move eastward over the next couple and really several hours tonight. So we'll go ahead and look back at this. So I'm just checking everything, make sure it's all right. But going ahead and looking back at our warnings currently, no new warnings actually, just the same ones, but still we have uh, two considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. And so really it usually goes from just your regular severe thunderstorm warning to a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and then finally a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Destructive obviously being the worst and most damaging out of the three kind of tops. So still towards Rugby, that is an area getting ready to be hit. Out towards Dickinson, North Dakota, those areas. There's even kind of some storms developing out ahead of that. So we'll watch that as well and see how that plays out. Um, so that's just kind of our main areas to watch right now. And so let me pull up some of the power outages so we can maybe see if there's any areas that are currently out of power or are getting ready to be. So we'll go ahead and look here at our power outages. So let me go ahead and refresh this. So just right around 1500 out of power in North Dakota, and South Dakota just 33, 205 in Montana. So actually the state with the most power outages currently is California. Not sure why, but North Dakota seems to have just over 1500 out specifically. Not really specifically, but with most of those outages being kind of into uh, northwestern North Dakota tonight. So that is the latest on that. So we'll go ahead and go back to our radar here. And for tonight, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather across North Dakota, Montana, and Minnesota tonight. And we also have a tornado risk, a low wind tornado risk, but also a pretty high end hail and wind risk for the night. So we'll go back to radar here. And I do think we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. And this is into southwestern North Dakota. And we'll go ahead and look at the counties here. So this includes Bowman County, Central Hettinger County, Southeastern Slope County, and Western Adams County, and Southwestern North Dakota tonight. And this will expire at 11:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And the main threat with this is the 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch hail. And that is once again south of Dickinson, and this includes Scranton, Reeder, uh, north of Hettinger, and into Mott, I believe, and Regent. Some of those towns are impacted or included in the severe thunderstorm warning tonight. So looking out back towards the storm into northern North Dakota, it's still progressing kind of eastward. So I do think we still need to watch this as it progresses eastward, and you can see it definitely extends into Canada as well. And Belcourt is one of the towns or one of the areas that is going to be hit soon, along with Rugby, North Dakota, and then kind of into North Central North Dakota. Areas like Garrison are getting hit by a pretty strong but not severe thunderstorm right now. This does have a special weather statement that will expire in 2 minutes, but I think we could see another special weather statement issued just shortly here for some of those areas. But once again, that's the latest on that. And we have one flash flood warning into Michigan, I believe. Yes, it is into Michigan. That will expire in 17 minutes. Other than that, we um, don't really have anything else. Um, we do have our tropical disturbances. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit later because we still have plenty to talk about into North Dakota tonight. So that's just once again the latest kind of on that. So once again, really along and north of I-94 is the main areas we're watching right now. And Minot, North Dakota has been, I think it was hit earlier by this MCS right here. I think it was hit earlier, but I don't think it was hit as strong, or it wasn't as hit when it was a little bit stronger, or really as strong as it is right now. I don't believe. Could be wrong about that. But this MCS right here is going to progress eastward and still impact many of these towns and cities into North Dakota tonight. Now, this MCS to the south into southwestern North Dakota will also do the same. And it's kind of heading northeast at the moment. They all are for the most part, but still, more storms could form out ahead of this. We change the color of that to black. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, you can see that a little better, but kind of those areas out ahead of that storm, the MCS, could see some more development. So we'll see how that plays out of the next 10 and 15, 30 minutes, even an hour from now. Really, really north and northwest of Bismarck. We'll have to stay alert, but especially Bismarck as well, because we can most definitely see some more development of storms on the southern ends of these MCSs. But that is the latest on that right there. We're going to look back at this right now, and still, once again, we just have those two areas to watch, but this area in between our two main MCSs looks to be strengthening, so we could see a severe thunderstorm warning issued soon. Maybe kind of maybe around Velva, maybe south of Velva, North Dakota. That might be a new area we have to watch. So we'll see how that plays out. So just taking a look, we'll take a look back at our storms in just one moment. All right, so the latest, we'll go back to our latest loop here. So once again, we still have these two MCSs. You could kind of call them two MCSs, but this main one near Rugby, North Dakota, and then our other one into Dickinson, North Dakota. So we've had some new development of storms out ahead of that, not really out ahead, but around and in that MCS. So um, this one seems to be pretty strong right now. Take a look at our velocity scan, and there's a very strong velocity scan several thousand feet into the atmosphere here near Manning, North Dakota. So we'll watch that as well, and we'll see how this warning, see if they do anything, maybe upgrade that warning potentially later on. But that is into southwestern North Dakota, just south and just north and around really I-94. With the MCS further to the northeast, it is still pretty strong with 70-mile-per-hour winds, but that will expire. That warning will expire in 5 minutes. So they may issue a new one here just shortly because I do think we could see. I don't really know if we'll see a special weather statement, but if we don't see a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm right here, I will be surprised after that one expires there. But still, towards Dickinson, Manning, Holiday, west of Golden Valley, west of Richardson, that MCS is pretty strong right now. And we'll see if it continues to strengthen over the next um, few and couple hours. All right. So still looking out here east of Dickinson. This storm seems to be strengthening quite a bit actually, so we'll watch that. Take a look at power outages right now. Go ahead and refresh. Don't have any new ones, main ones that is, so it's a good thing we're not seeing any more than what's already showing up, but we'll continue to watch these storms because there's going to be some strong winds out ahead of them for sure. loop on, and I'll be back in just one moment. All right, so taking a look back at what is currently going on here. So go ahead and stop that there. So we did they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning for the storm into kind of really north central North Dakota, and then west of Bismarck into uh, kind of east of Dickinson, those areas. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, so this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 3/4 inch hail and 70 mph wind gust. And this includes Dunn County, Morton County, Eastern Stark County, Oliver County, Mercer County, and northwestern Grant County in south central North Dakota. So this storm seems to be pretty strong right now and is continuing to strengthen, I believe. So there's a new warning as well. We have, yeah, this area, kind of both of these areas are strengthening. So we'll look at this new warning here. So this new warning, kind of east of Garrison, North Dakota, will expire in 1 hour, and this includes southeastern Ward County, McLean County, south central McHenry County, and northeastern Mercer County in North Dakota tonight. And this is for 3/4 inch hail and 60 mph wind gust. So that is that warning there. Let me get the draw tool out. That is the warning right there, the one we were just talking about. So this is the newest warning along. Let me zoom out here, see if I can zoom out without moving that. I was gonna try to move that, but this is also the new warning we have right here around the black and where my arrow is. So that's our other latest severe thunderstorm warning tonight. So we'll go ahead and clear that out the way. Clear that a little bit out there. So um, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the power outages in just one moment. But we're kind of getting a better look at this storm as it moves closer to the radar in Bismarck. And heavy rain and hail is definitely a evident in this long line of storms, and it's went from kind of two or three different individual storms into one longer storm altogether. So this could lead to more of a widespread damaging wind event if this continues to kind of congeal together and strengthen. So we'll see how that plays out. So overall, I believe I believe we're just gonna have to see what happens for Bismarck. Not sure if we'll see weakening in the southern end of this, but we'll just see what have to happens. All we can do really right now is wait. So if we look at this other area, I'm not sure what this special weather statement is for because there's not really any storms. I guess that's just for let's see if we can look at this a little bit better. Okay, this is actually just for an outflow boundary from this storm. So the outflow boundary from this storm is so strong that they issued a special weather statement. So 55-mile-per-hour winds are actually possible into northwestern South Dakota tonight. So you can't really see it on radar, but apparently you can a little bit right there south of Buffalo in South Dakota. You can see just this very small area. Let me highlight this with the draw tool. You can see that area just barely, and that is our outflow boundary from the storms to the north. So that is why they've issued that special weather statement for 40 and 50 mile per hour wind gusts headed east. So since our outflow boundary is kind of situated right here, we're only gonna see storm development. Not only, but we're gonna see storm development mainly confined to kind of these regions over the next maybe 15-30 minutes. So we'll see how that continues to play out. But going back up here, we just have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, and that is all for our storms here into central North Dakota tonight. And so we just got a tornado warning. So that is for this one specific area in this long line of storms. So I believe they might have just dropped that special weather statement. I believe they did. So this is our newest tornado warning. So with this warning here into North Dakota for a radar indicated rotation and quarter size hail. So we'll take a look at this. So we have radar indicated rotation, and this includes northwestern Benson County and northeastern North Dakota tonight. Taking a look at velocity mode, you can see a decent little couplet there, a velocity couplet, we call that, when you have winds flowing, when you have winds right here and the green flowing in towards the radar, and then winds flowing out in the red, that indicates counterclockwise rotation right there. So we do have some rotation right there in this specific, let me see if I can fix this draw tool a little bit, but in this area right here, west of Cranberry Lake, North Dakota. This doesn't really include any areas right now. The rotation doesn't include any of the areas right now, so that's a good thing right now. So really, south of Fillmore, southeast of Silva, those areas. We'll go ahead and look at correlation coefficient as well. Nothing to see right there. And we'll go back to velocity, and we'll just continue to watch that, and maybe I can... Yeah, let me move this up here, our draw tool, so we can use that a little bit more when we need to. But that is the latest tornado warning for those areas. So we have a new scan here. Still have that that area of rotation. And this warning is a very short warning, only 12 minutes or 15 minutes 15 minutes long. So that's the latest on that warning there. Let's get out of our inspector tool and go back to our radar. So I believe this is our newest warning, maybe. So you can really see that velocity scan right there. Just insane wind speeds, a couple thousand feet in the atmosphere. The radar is recording winds over 100 miles per hour right now into that area. So if we take a look back here, still just absolute insane. Uh, um, wind wind readings from velocity mode there. So honestly, I think we could see an upgrade in some of these warnings, unfortunately, because of how strong that is. But we'll see how things play out here. So I'll be back in just one moment, guys, and I will continue to watch this right here. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. So, we're going to take a look at some of our warnings here. Alright. So, just taking a look at some of our warnings right now. So, the latest here, still have that tornado warning, excuse me, up into northern North Dakota. Until this will expire in 19 minutes, and that once again is for radar indicated rotation. So if we look here and look at velocity, you can see that velocity couplet in the middle of your screen, and that is for the inbound and outbound winds. So that is right here. You can see that, and that's for those winds going towards, it's a bad arrow, wind going toward the radar, and then the winds going away as well. So this creates a spin right there. So that's what they're watching right now. So we'll see how that plays out here. So let me go ahead and lock that right there. So that's the latest on that. And then with our other severe thunderstorm warnings, we can see that on radar. And we still have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. And also just this strong area of high winds a few thousand feet into the atmosphere. So I do believe we could see some power outages soon, if not already, across some of these areas, some of these counties in kind of west central North Dakota tonight. Then we also have some strong winds in the outflow of this long line of storms, even into northwestern South Dakota tonight. So going back up to the radar towards Bismarck, we can see this long line all the way into Canada. And we'll take a look back at our storm right here, this area in the storm, and you can still see that velocity couplet. And in that couplet, or kind of near that couplet, you can see, go back here. There's a better look at that, our new scan, that couplet right there. So still got a little bit of rotation there, but not as much as it showed just a moment ago. But we'll cover this for a little bit longer, and then I'm probably going to wrap up the live stream for tonight. So still we have this long line of storms, and we'll look at some, actually we'll probably look at our power outages real quick, and then I may call on a knot here. So I do apologize for my camera being off as well. If we go ahead and refresh this. So still, thankfully, we've only got a little over 1,000 out in North Dakota. That's a good thing for sure. Look out here. South Dakota only 33, North Dakota just once again a little over 1,000. So that is a good thing for sure. Across those areas tonight. So we'll go ahead and take a real quick look here one more time with our warnings. So we still have those this warning down towards Carson and in Carson, southwest of Bismarck, North Dakota. That will expire in 45 minutes. The warning directly west of Bismarck will expire in 40 minutes. The one directly north of Bismarck will expire in 30 minutes. And all of these warnings include wind gusts around 60 to 70 miles per hour and hail around 3/4 of an inch. And we also have this tornado warning here. Go ahead and look at the latest scan. There's our latest scan. and that is once again radar indicated rotation. Um, so you can definitely see once again that rotation right there, but um, there is I don't think there's really anything too major to look at right now besides just this rotation in this general area, but it still needs to be watched as the storm progresses eastward. Because you can see every time that hook right there that kind of spins, so it looks like it kind of might cycle back out, even though it's not a tornado or anything on the ground, any confirmed tornado that we know of. But I think this thing could cycle and kind of make a redefined hook further on down the line. So that's the latest on that. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that will expire in it'll expire in 2 hours. It'll expire at 4 a.m. Excuse me, 3 a.m. I believe. Yes, 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Other than that, that's the latest going on there. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, and um, that's going to be it for the stream tonight. I may stream one, maybe another time this weekend. It just depends how our severe threat goes, and if we get any more days like this. But I think hopefully we'll kind of wind down over the next couple of hours. But other than that, that'll be it for tonight's stream. I appreciate any of y'all who tuned in, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's